Welcome to Lorenzo Data Solutions. Uh, Today, okay, so before I explain to you the new topic, my name is Anipe Abraham, SAP SuccessFactors Consultant and Corporate Trainer. So today in this short video, I would like to explain to you about the latest updates related to the Employee Central H2 2025 release. So I have already posted a blog on my website last week, and I would like to explain to you about those updates. Hopefully, those who are watching this video would help you. Okay, so there are only few of the important updates I have updated on this particular blog, which are I felt like the most important thing that customers should be aware, the consultant should be aware, so that you can help your customers to uh, you know use these features for a better experience of the employee central applications. So the first thing is regarding the release details. So the preview release date, as everyone is aware, 13th of October 2025, it is already done, and the production release is between from 14th to 16th November 2025. So those who are already working as a consultant, so you can all test all these preview release updates in Employee Central, and whichever you feel as for your customer current business system setup. And if you feel these features are going to support, you can test it, you can see the impact and behavioral change, and then accordingly you take the approvals from your team, whoever is your top management is in charge, and then update those in the production as per the production release dates. And as everyone is aware, we have two different types of updates. One is universal updates, and the another one is a customer based updates. So universal updates that equally every customer, that without any manual intervention, those updates are going to be effective, automatically enabled. Any other extra configuration is not required. Whereas the customer configured, so customer can choose if they feel this particular option is going to help them, if they go and enable this feature, experience point of view, enhancement point of view, behavioral point of view, then the customer can choose that particular feature, configure it as for their business setup. So first, let us try to understand the first option I wanted to update you all, which is MDF objects related. And now all the the list of base objects rules that when you create for metadata objects in business rules, earlier they were not in the order, they're not in the alphabetical order. Like, if you go to the manage business configuration, if you look at the HRIS elements, but if you look at in the data model, you don't find them in the alphabetical order, but that's a correct process. But whereas if you look at in a simplified way, in a manage business configuration, you will see everything in the alphabetical order. Same way, when you go and create a business rule for any metadata objects, now the objects are going to be displayed in the alphabetical order. And you can see, for example, you're going to create a rule, and when you just simply go and select the base object, now this was the look and feel of the order of the objects. Earlier it was looking like this. This was the before update. Now, I'm sorry, I think these are all the in the alphabetical order. Now you can see everything. And if you just scroll down, this is before update. The values are not in the alphabetical order. And it is showing you randomly some random text kind of thing. Okay. So, but this one is going to be automatically on, and there is no manual intervention is required to enable this feature and it is going to be available for all customers from the production release date, that is from 14th to the 16th, based on the data centers. The dates have been specified. That's regarding the first update. The second update is there is a decline option which was not supported earlier. Every time there is a workflow, there is a workflow request to your manager, your HR team. Sometimes, your manager would like to decline the request. But actually, earlier, the decline option was not supporting for MDF objects when the workflows are requested. So, as an approver, now what happens with this update, you can directly decline your MDF workflow request for any of your MDF objects. But earlier, we always used to say the pending data has to be always set to no, right? But because the system will create an inconsistency within the data, it was not supported, right? So now you can set here pending data is equal to yes, and then every time what happens, right? When you're on your workflow request page, uh, but you have to do one more thing. You have to always go to your particular corresponding MDF object. For example, employee time or a position or employee timesheet and etc. And then you will find one additional field will be added after the release. That is a workflow approval behavior. So you have to select the option as a show decline option. So what will happen when you go and enable it? Then on your workflow page, when your approver wants to decline it, and you will be able to say decline option will be visible. This is how this will be looking like once the update has been introduced from the production release date of H2 2025. But how it was looking before, earlier there was no decline option, but you only have option send back. You only have the option to send back for any MDF objects. But today you have an option where you can decline your request on your workflow page by your approvers. This is also very important feature that should be available, so that the experience for the workflow approvers will be convenient and easy to handle your workflows, right? So if there is no decline option, for example, you don't want to approve it, it will go on put it in the system as a pending status. So it should be always either cancel it, either you send it or decline it. So it's a good way. But now this is also a customer configured. It's not automatically on. So the customers whoever wants to use this option, they can go and configure. It's very simple. Go to that particular corresponding object, whichever MDF object you want to enable this feature. Select it. For example, in this screen, you are seeing the object position, and then you simply go and select a workflow, uh, you know, what you call approval behavior, and you simply go on enable that show decline option. Okay, so you have to go on enable this one, and but that too not in the object definition, but you have to go to the manage data, and in the manage data you have to select the object called object configuration. Don't go to the uh, configure object definition. You have to go to the object configuration, select the corresponding object, and then you have to go and select that show decline option. So that's how you need to set up. It's a very basic setup, nothing so serious to worry about it, the process and all, but the step by steps with the screenshots I have mentioned in this blog, you can go through it. So here are the technical details. You can go through it when you have a time. This is a minor update. Next one. The another update I would like to explain is a home page experience. So we have currently the latest new experience homepage, but currently SAP also enhanced another new experience homepage introduced from this H2 2025. What are all the features supports? Like you can use it like with less scrolling, and a clear separation of actions and links, and all the different options, personalized options, admin center options directly on the home page, latest homepage cards and features, the custom content and everything. So you just go and enable it. So you have to go to the company system logo settings and enable the latest homepage experience. That's one prerequisite that you need to enable it. And there are no any additional RBP permissions are required to enable it. So just one single setting, go to the company system logo setting and enable it. And now, how it looks like. This is the latest. You can see you have a good morning with the Tesla worker, and you'll find all your timesheet, time off, your you can activate your mobile application, all your payroll tasks, and these are the tasks that where the system will show all the workflow related dynamic content that when your manager approves this content will disappear automatically. Similar behavior, and in the organizational update you will have like a custom content where is configured and additional things. It's very similar like the previous one, but the look and feel has been upgraded. At the top you will also find the personalized the actions which are separated. The look and feel it's like section actions that what we have today in the new experience homepage, similar way, but it is more optimized and easy with less scrolling. Okay, so I request you all to go through it, and you can see what are the differences that you have the from the previous one and to the latest one and etc. And here is the latest one what we are using it, and sorry, what is the existing one is this one, and this is the latest one. But again, I don't think this is a automatically on, but this is a customer configured. So customer can choose it if they wanted to use the latest homepage experience, they can enable it. It's just a one-click access, and you can test it in the lower environment. See all the features that are existing in your current system are supporting with the latest homepage experience update. Then accordingly take the approvals and go and enable it in the production system accordingly. That is another important update. Next one, a removal of a pending request permission. So in the RBP, we have an employee views section, and there is a section called pending request, that every time you have to go to the RBP and you have to go and enable it. But most of the time it's actually not in use because everybody needs it, right? So as a result, all the login users will see the pending request workflow page. As previously it was not supported by default, it has to be enabled through RBP. So that is going to be removed now completely by SAP. You don't need to go to RBP and enable it. So it is automatically on, and no manual intervention is required from customer side. Next, another update that I wanted to explain, the dependent can only be linked to one employee. Okay. Sometimes earlier that whenever you, for example, this is like a validation kind of behavior. Every time you go and import the data, the dependent information, you're able to maintain the multiple dependents information. That is uh, system is allowing you. But now in order to avoid the inconsistency within the data, so what SAP has done, previously dependence to multiple employees was allowed, but there is a possibility of inconsistent data. But now uh, if you want to wish to link the same dependent to multiple employees, what happens, you have to create it separately. But now uh, one dependent to one employee, one dependent to multiple employees doesn't support any longer. But earlier, one employee to multiple employees, one dependent to multiple employees, it used to support. But now what they have done, they have applied the validations so that previously uh, those records were not supporting. So that's why if you are assigning the same user as a dependent to the multiple employees, system will throw the error automatically. So there is no extra additional validation rule configuration is required. System will go and verify it. So you can see if you try to link one dependent to multiple employees, so you will receive the validation error. Here it is a screenshot. So it is also automatically on, and there is no customer configuration is required. Uh, so next one, redesigned dependent editing UI and history UI. So it's about the small button you have it now. So in the latest people profile, SAP redesigned the dependents editing UI, history UI, uh, which will give you a better experience. For example, if you look at the screen, you can see that on the dependent information, and you can see these options like edit and history clearly. But how it was earlier, uh, the earlier it used to be like the icons that you can see, edit icon, history icon. It's like sometimes for beginners it may be little confusing, but now the latest, for example, SAP have enhanced it, like instead of that pencil icon, globe or history icon, instead of that, it has been redesigned, and like edit and history options are added. It's definitely a good option to enable it because it will help your customers to experience it. So these are also going to be a customer configured, and it's up to your customer choice that if they want it, you can go and customize it accordingly. So these are all some of the important details that I wanted to explain with regarding the release of the H2 2025 related to the Employee Central. So I believe those who have watched this video would be helpful for you to understand a few of the features, and accordingly you can decide whichever you feel like is going to be useful for your customers. Go and explore it, test it, verify the behavior, and accordingly enable it in the production as for your customer's business process. So thank you so much for everyone for watching this short video. See you all again next time with a new topic. Bye. Thank you.